Have you ever wondered why ancient myths are brimming with creatures that are part human, part animal, or even a mix of multiple beasts? From the majestic Sphinx guarding the pyramids of Egypt to the legendary Minotaur lurking in the labyrinth of Crete, hybrids have captured human imagination for thousands of years. Let's embark on a journey back to the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia, home to the Sumerians and Babylonians. Here, the concept of hybrids wasn't just myth, it was a fundamental part of their understanding of the world. Meet the Apkallu wise demigods with the bodies of fish and the heads of men. According to Sumerian lore, these beings emerged from the sea to impart wisdom, art, and science to humanity. Imagine a mermaid, but instead of enchanting sailors, the Apkallu were busy teaching people how to write and build cities. Then, we have the Lamassu, impressive creatures with the body of a bull or lion, wings of an eagle, and a human head adorned with a majestic beard, standing guard at city gates and palace entrances. The Lamassu were believed to ward off evil and protect the inhabitants within. But why mix humans with animals or combine different animals at all? If we are to consider these depictions as purely mythical, we might assume that in Mesopotamian culture, these hybrids symbolized the merging of different realms, the human world, the animal kingdom, and the divine, the strength of a bull, the freedom of an eagle, and the intellect of a human, all rolled into one formidable guardian. If we decide to take a truly scientific approach and to allow all possibilities to be examined, then we need to explore the option of living hybrids, whether genetically engineered or crossbred. In that case, a Lamassu creature would make a perfect guardian, being strong and intelligent at the same time. The Lamassu statues were so important that when cities fell, conquerors often defaced them to symbolize their victory. Would a real-life Lamassu have trouble living? It would certainly need to have a bull heart in the animal part of the body, and probably bull digestive tract to let the animal body function. A breakfast of a Lamassu being delivered by human mouth to a bull body would have taken a long time. Also, human respiratory tract, that is mouth, nose, and windpipe, would struggle to deliver enough air through to the oversized bull lungs. But those challenges are not impossible to overcome for a skilled bioengineer. As far as flying abilities go, that would create a much greater challenge, both for Lamassu and for other flying hybrids, like the famous griffins. A heavy body not normally suited for flight, like a lion body or a bull body, would require much greater wingspan than presented in ancient art. And even then, the physical capability of muscles and bones would make flight probably very problematic. But let's head back to our hybrid review. Our next stop is ancient Egypt, a land where gods walked among men, often in the form of hybrids. Take Anubis, the jackal-headed god of mummification and the afterlife. Jackals were commonly seen around cemeteries, so associating them with death rituals made perfect sense. Anubis guided souls into the afterlife, embodying both the mystery of death and the promise of protection. Then there's Horus, the falcon-headed sky god. Falcons soar high and have keen vision, symbolizing royal power and watchfulness. Pharaohs were considered the living embodiment of Horus, linking the mortal and divine. And who could forget the enigmatic Sphinx? With the body of a lion and the head of a human, the great Sphinx of Giza has puzzled historians and travelers alike. It represents strength and intelligence, a guardian of sacred spaces. Both Anubis and Horus, in their hybrid form, give us an important hint. Having animal head did not make these hybrids less intelligent, as described in the ancient sources. So we might assume that Horus, being one of the wisest gods, was not left with a small bird brain. Bipedal hybrids, that is, those walking upright on two legs, like Anubis and Horus, might strain their neck and spine with the weight of the large animal head. That is especially true for the Minotaur, which will be discussed in a while. But that, again, is not a critical flaw of the hybrid design. Now, let's pause and ask again, could these hybrids exist in reality? From a biological standpoint, according to mainstream science, combining humans and animals poses significant challenges. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, while animals like dogs have 39 pairs, and birds like falcons have around 40 pairs. The genetic material is simply too different for us to combine in a way that would result in a viable organism. Our DNA is the blueprint for our development, and mismatched blueprints lead to, well, a construction disaster. Hybridization is a significant challenge for modern genetic engineers, but given that so many ancient sources depict hybrids as an important part of our history and mythology, it's intriguing to explore this subject more thoroughly. Cross-species hybridization through crossbreeding presents substantial biological hurdles, and the resulting hybrids are almost always infertile due to genetic incompatibilities. A classic example is the mule, the offspring of a male donkey and a female horse, which is typically sterile because of the differing number of chromosomes in its parents. However, there are also examples of crossbred organisms that lead long and functional lives, such as ligers, the offspring of a male lion and a female tiger, and tigons, the offspring of a male tiger and a female lion. These big cat hybrids exhibit characteristics of both parent species and can sometimes grow larger than either parent due to a phenomenon known as hybrid vigor or heterosis. While ligers and tigons are usually sterile, there have been rare instances where female hybrids have reproduced when mated with a purebred lion or tiger. Advancements in genetic engineering have opened new avenues for creating hybrids at the molecular level. Techniques like CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing allow scientists to insert specific genes from one species into another, potentially bestowing new abilities or traits. For example, researchers have inserted genes from jellyfish into mice to make them glow under ultraviolet light, a tool that's useful in scientific studies. However, creating complex hybrid organisms that combine the features of vastly different species, especially humans and animals, as depicted in ancient myths, remains unavailable to modern mainstream science. The ethical considerations and biological limitations make such endeavors currently unfeasible. Our fascination with these mythical hybrids reflect a deep-seated desire to understand and perhaps integrate the strengths of various life forms, but for now, the literal creation of such beings is beyond our reach. The prevalence of hybrids in ancient mythology invites us to consider not just the biological possibilities, but also the symbolic meanings these creatures held. They often represented the merging of different realms, human and divine, earthly and celestial, and embodied qualities that were revered or feared. While modern science may not be able to bring these mythical creatures to life, studying them enriches our understanding of ancient cultures and the timeless human quest to transcend our limitations. Greek mythology is a treasure trove of hybrids. Venturing to the island of Crete, we encounter the fearsome Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. Born from a union between Queen Pasiphae and a divine bull, long story short, Greek myths are wild, The Minotaur was imprisoned in an elaborate labyrinth designed by Daedalus. The Minotaur's tale is rich with symbolism. Bulls were sacred in Minoan culture, representing strength and fertility. The labyrinth could symbolize the complex human psyche or the twists and turns of life's challenges. Let's now meet the Centaurs, half-human, half-horse beings. They embodied the duality of man's nature, the civilized versus the primal. While some, like Chiron, were wise and noble, others were depicted as wild and unruly. In some legends, centaurs were said to have invented archery. Then there are satyrs, with human upper bodies and goat legs, followers of Dionysus, the god of wine and ecstasy. They symbolized unbridled passion and indulgence. And who could overlook the terrifying Chimera? A fire-breathing monster with the body of a lion, a goat's head protruding from its back, and a serpent for a tail. Talk about a triple threat. Back to biology. Creating a chimera in the lab is, interestingly enough, a term we use today. In genetics, a chimera is an organism containing cells from different zygotes. Scientists have experimented with creating animal chimeras for research, like mice, with human immune cells to study diseases. But merging entirely different species, say, a human and a goat, is beyond our current capabilities. The genetic and embryonic development processes are just too different. Even with CRISPR and advanced gene editing tools, we're limited by the fundamental rules of biology as we understand them. Hybrids in myths are understood to personify complex ideas and natural phenomena. The mainstream understanding is that they allowed ancient people to explain the unexplainable and embody abstract concepts. For instance, the combination of human intelligence with animal strength or agility created beings that could navigate both the physical and spiritual realms. If we imagine for a moment that these hybrids did exist, perhaps through some advanced genetic engineering they might possess heightened senses, physical prowess, or other abilities derived from their animal counterparts. Picture a centaur's speed and endurance, or a sphinx's enigmatic wisdom coupled with a lion's might. They'd be formidable indeed. Hybrids aren't exclusive to the Mediterranean and Middle East. In Hindu mythology, there's Ganesha, the elephant-headed god of wisdom and remover of obstacles. Elephants are revered for their memory and strength, so an elephant-headed deity embodies those qualities. In Chinese mythology, dragons are composite creatures featuring parts from various animals, a serpent's body, eagle's talons, deer antlers, and more. They symbolize power, luck, and control over water and weather. Today, science allows us to explore the possibilities of genetics like never before. We can clone animals, edit genes, and even grow organs for transplants. However, ethical boundaries and technical limitations keep us from venturing into creating human-animal hybrids. The idea raises questions about identity, rights, and what it means to be human. Moreover, the complexities of gene expression and embryonic development make such endeavors currently unfeasible. Nature has checks and balances that prevent distant species from mixing. So, what is it about hybrids that continues to fascinate us? Perhaps they reflect our innate desire to connect with nature, to harness the strengths of other creatures, or to explore the boundaries of our own humanity. While the biological reality of these mythical hybrids remains in question, their stories endure, teaching us about the cultures that created them and the timeless themes they explored. From ancient legends to modern fantasies, Hybrids challenge our perceptions and inspire our imaginations. Thanks for joining me on this mythical journey. If you enjoyed exploring these legendary creatures, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures into the fascinating world of myths and science.